Whenever I go downstairs, I see family together, right? I will have those type of feeling that I don't fit into the society.
Why is all this happening to me? Like, why this splitting? There's a lot of whys and not really much answer.
My name is Vivian Pan. I'm a single parent to a 17-year-old boy. I hope to share with many my experience in life, how I walk out from my depression, and I hope more people can have the courage to stand up again and be themselves.
Hi, my name is Ilyas. So I'm a child of a single parent. I would just like to share about how I was raised, how being a child of a single parent has made me a better person.
I'm now staying in a 4-room HDB with my parents, my younger brother and my son who is 17. My son wants a room on his own. So with 5 people in the household, one of us have to land out sleeping in the living room. When I give life to my son, it was my parents who helped me look after my son so I can go to work. I appreciate all the help given because staying with my parents, I can save on a lot of expenses.
I'm currently living with my dad, together with 2 other siblings, my elder sister and my elder brother. I have a younger sister also. I'm actually third in the family. My younger sister lives with my mom, together with my stepdad and my stepbrother. It happened when I was 10. All I know is that my mom found another guy and wanted to marry that guy, so she went ahead. All of us, our siblings, managed to have a choice to choose who we want to live with. Knowing that I will have a stepdad, I would want to leave my dad because he needs all the support he can get, and I would rather live with my dad rather than a stranger. It makes things awkward for a while, but then after that, it's already like a normal family already. I can still visit my mom, I still talk to her, still eat dinner with her often and meet my little sister especially. She still comes over and sleep over at my dad's house too.
When my son was 3 years old, I decided to go divorce because he wasn't working a full-time job. He doesn't have a stable income. He drinks. He was exposed to some drugs. My dad didn't take it as a surprise. When I married to my ex-husband, on the day I got married, my dad told me one sentence: "The door is always open for you." I didn't understand his sentence at that wedding night. I realized that my dad knew he wasn't the right person for me. I'll be very honest, I went into divorce depression. For many years, almost 4 to 5 years after my divorce, I skipped all Chinese New Year visiting. I skipped all family gathering. To divorce 13 years ago, right, people will look down on divorcee. Must be you do something wrong. Must be you outside got someone or what. Until one day I called my late grandma. Grandma, are you at home? Is there anyone in your house? So she said there's nobody at her house. Then I say, Amma, I divorced already. She hold my hand and then she say in Hokkien, never mind, it's okay. My aunt told me when I was still married, Grandma will always ask, am I being bullied? If I hide myself, I didn't know that there's people around me who care. Once you found that grip, you are open to tell everybody, I am a divorced single parent. There is no fear unless you create the fear yourself.
Back then, I felt confused and stressed. When that happened, I skipped a lot of school. No motivation to study. So I found an escape, which is music. So my dad's a musician and he taught me some things also. Yeah, I found songs that could really relate. It isn't really sad songs, it's more angry. So yeah, when I opened up about it with my friends, teachers especially, helped also.
I think being a single parent, it changed me a lot. I was very stubborn. I was at times rude to people. I was judgmental. After divorce and being a parent, I learned to listen. I learned to do self-reflection, to pursue what I want, and also I give my son the freedom to be himself also.
I found myself deep in my thoughts more. After the divorce, I'm quite introverted. I'll only speak when spoken to. In a way, it affected me in my studies because teacher teaching, I don't know what to do. I just do anyhow, just give. This music is the one that is speaking to me, and I understand what that music is feeling. It made me, in a way, control my emotions. So I won't spiral, just throw tantrum and all.
For me, how my son maintained a relationship with his father during divorce time, they still come and meet him. I believe whatever happened within the parents doesn't have to bother the child.
You know, when there's parent-teacher meetings and then there's like, you need to collect your results and all that, right? I always question like, who should I invite, like mom or dad? So I had to choose, which is very frustrating. So it took me some time to forgive my mom. My dad always encouraged me, my family all, always be forgiving. You know, everything will make sense in the future.
Money.
Okay.
Money is the number one problem. I had a small, very small painting and cleaning company for 7 years. But when COVID hit, I was back to zero. I also face emotion issue at the start of divorce, but not now lah. Because now I try to, the Chinese we call it 看开, see things open, be able to stand out myself. But now what I'm saddened to see is bad parenting that other parents have put on to their children and affected their children. Starting, I didn't know how to play a father figure. Being a single parent has taught me how to play a double role. Don't make things difficult for myself. What I can, I give. What I cannot, I don't want to force myself, because if I set my expectation too high, I get depressed.
Financially wise, I did feel empty back then. Like, oh man, the same plate of food again. I'm thankful I got this program, the Mendaki program, and there's like FAS for like children also. So I still get to explore different food every week.
Looking back, I will not change any of my decision, because if I have changed my decision, single parent support group would not have launched.
I wouldn't change a thing. I'm very grateful for what have happened, because it made me a better person today. Coming from a single parent, people may think you're not as smart or you're not as disciplined. But I managed to challenge all those bad things. I didn't thought that I could actually hold a diploma in the end. But yeah, I'm pursuing a diploma. I'm going to graduate next year.
Dear son, I want to set you free. Be yourself. Because one day I'll be old and I don't know what path you want to go.
I would just like to tell them, don't worry about me, I'm all good. Thank you for being present in my life, teaching me a lot of things, especially my dad. Because all this way of life, joy of living, I got it from him. But in terms of trying to be street smart, working hard, I got it from my mom. Now it makes sense, you know, like why my dad did what he had to, why my mom did what she had to. It makes me more understanding for what had happened.
Stay strong. You always have to believe in yourself. Despite all the negative comment by the society or anybody, you have to let it go. Like what he also shared, to forgive. Once you find peace, you'll be able to look deeper into yourself, what you want to do, and then you will feel that this life is worth living.
Keep a positive mind, you know, everything happens for a reason. It may not make sense at that point of time, but it will in the future, confirm. Don't dwell on the past, just if you can, move on quickly. But if you cannot, find people with with relatable scenarios where you can actually converse with each other about what's happening in your life. If you're a parent with a single child, be understanding also and if they throw tantrum, it's better to know why it's happening rather than disciplining them straight away. Don't neglect your child's needs, because they are still your child, so you have to have responsibility. I think this topic is quite left unsaid, I guess. Only when people ask, then they'll talk about it. Maybe because it's a negative part of marriage or like a negative part in someone's life, so they don't want to talk about it.
We do hope that more voices can give more ideas to help single parent will be raised. Whatever form of help for single parent, it is very encouraging. I just want to tell all single parent and children from single parent family to 加油干巴爹